So till now, we have been discussing 7 cantos. Very wonderful discussion was there in the first 6 cantos. And then we discussed 7 canto. 7th canto also very interesting canto, wherein we have discussed about Prahlad Maharaj, epitome of a devotee, Hiranyakashipu, epitome of a non-devotee, and then in between, those who are practicing Mishra Bhakti, Karma Mishra Bhakti, Jnana Mishra Bhakti, Yoga Mishra Bhakti, and also those who are practicing Varnashrama duties mixed with Bhakti. Bhakti Mishra Karma, Bhakti Mishra Jnana, Bhakti Mishra Yoga, which will eventually take them to liberation. So being requested by Yudhishthira Maharaj, Narada Muni spoke the entire 7th canto in one sense from the beginning till the end. It is all conversation between Narada Muni and Yudhishthira Maharaj. After that, now we are entering into 8th canto. So 8th canto will talk about a new topic. This is consisting of 24 chapters. If you remember 2nd canto, we discussed about hearing multiple questions of Sukadeva Goswami, Parishit Maharaj. Sukadeva Goswami says, in order to answer all your questions, I need to speak Bhagavatam. And that Bhagavatam contains 10 principal topics. Artha Sarga, Visargascha, Sthanam Poshanamotaya, Manvantareshanukata, Nirodho, Mukti Rashraya. Sarga, Visarga, Sthanam, Poshana, Uti, Manvantara, Ishanukata, Nirodha, Mukti, Ashraya. So till now, in the previous cantos, starting from 3rd canto onwards, we have seen Sarga, Visarga, Sthanam, Poshana, and Uti. Now the 8th canto will talk about Manvantara. So in Uti, we have seen that based on our previous karmas, we develop a particular inclination, particular mentality to do something. Hiranyakashipu had a particular inclination. Prahlad had a particular inclination. All others will also want to develop a particular inclination. For that purpose, they are following, they are trying to follow the Varnashrama system. Varnashrama acts as a support system to develop a proper inclination by performing all the samskaras starting from Garbhadana all the way up to Antyeshti. Slowly a person dovetails one's nature towards the path of perfection, the path of emancipation. So that is inclinations. At individual level, one need to work hard to maneuver one's inclination toward the path of perfection. But at the society level, the society should also be supportive so that one will be able to cultivate one's inclination towards perfection. So the same thing is indicated now in this 8th canto. How at society level, the leaders have to protect this Varnashrama system, which is actually a support for a person to practice one's sadhana, perform the samskaras, so that one should cultivate the desire to go back home, back to Godhead continuously. That is only possible if the Varnashrama system is intact. So in order to protect the Varnashrama system, there is a managerial system that has been organized by Supreme Lord. So what kind of managerial system that has been organized by Supreme Lord throughout the day of Brahma, during which the maintenance is going on? How, whenever there is a problem comes, how the Lord comes to rescue that system? That is the topic of this particular canto. The 8th canto talks about during the 14 Manvantaras, how 14 set of governing systems have been protecting the Varnashrama Dharma. So that is being addressed in this canto. The quality of the Manvantara period is the establishment of Dharma. So basically, Manvantara is meant to protect and maintain Dharma. And Lord Krishna says, Yada yada dharmasya glanirvavati bharata abhyudhanam adharmasya tadatmanam sujamhyam. The same way, that particular shloka, meaning of the shloka we can understand from this canto. So how The Supreme Lord is management system. So Manvantara after Manvantara tries to protect the Dharma, the Varnashram Dharma, trying to safeguard the principle that people are able to follow the direction of their life. That is being indicated in this canto. So this canto contains about 24 chapters. In these 24 chapters, there is a discussion about how during the 14 Manvantaras, how the Lord is protecting and maintaining the principles of Dharma, that is Varnashram system, so that people are attaining perfection. And how when the problems came, how the Lord assisted in resolving the problems. That is the main topic of this entire canto. So chapter 1 talks about the pastimes of Lord Yajna and prayers of the Swayambhu Manu during the first Manvantara period. So chapter 1 is all about first Manvantara. At the end, there is a brief discussion about second, third, fourth Manvantara. In the fourth Manvantara, Lord Hari protected Gajendra. How Lord protects Gajendra, that is explained in the second, third, fourth chapter. So how in the first Manvantara, when there is a problem, how Lord came to rescue, first chapter. How there was a problem during the fourth Manvantara, how Lord came to protect or rescue that one, second to fourth chapter. Then fifth chapter, it's about fifth Manvantara. And then chapter 5 to 12 talks about sixth Manvantara. So in sixth Manvantara, there's a big problem. The Lord had to solve that big problem with a big solution. Samudra Manthan. Not Samudra Manthan. Yeah, yes, Samudra Manthan. Sixth Manvantara is all about Samudra Manthan. How Lord Ajna, who is the Manvantara Avatara during that time, came to solve this problem by bringing the Devatas and Asuras together, allowing milk ocean and then extract nectar and then solving the problem. Then 13th chapter talks about 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th. So who are going to the people who are responsible to protect the dharmas, the Varnashrama Dharma during all these 8 manvaras is briefly mentioned. There are 6 people who take the responsibility of protecting the Manvantara time period, the Varnashrama Dharma during the Manvantara time period. Who are those 6 people? What are their roles and responsibilities? They are mentioned in the 14th chapter. The 14th chapter talks about the roles and responsibilities of the 6 people. And till now, chapter 1 talked about who are those 6 people in the first Manvantara. Same way, at the end of chapter 1 talks about who are those 6 people during the second, third, fourth Manvantara. Fifth talks about the 6 people during the fifth Manvantara and also sixth Manvantara. And then chapter 13 talks about 7th to 14th Manvantara, who are the 6 kinds of people that is being indicated. And then, same way, chapter 15-23 talks about what was the problem that came during the 7th Manvantara, how the Manvantara Avatara solved that problem. That is being indicated in the remaining part of the 8th canto. Then chapter 24, there was another problem during the 6th Manvantara. That problem was solved by not by Manvantara Avatara but some other Avatara, that is Matsya Avatara. How did he solve that problem? So like that. So basically throughout the day of Brahma, whenever there is some problem, the Lord is there to protect. The Lord is there to save. The Lord is not only protecting the devotees, he is also killing the demons and also is establishing the principles of Dharma. Paritranaya sadhuna vinashaya prisutam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge ye. You can say manvantare, manvantare. In every manvantara, my Lord appears to protect the devotees, kill the asuras, and establish the principles of Dharma. This is the topic of Canto 8. So this is the verse which talks about the definition of manvantara. Sthir Vaikuntha Vidya, Poshanam Tadanugraha, Manvantaram Suddharma, Udaya, Karma Vasana. So these 4 points are defined in this one sloka, second canto, chapter 4. Sthanam refers to Lord's maintenance of the world. So we discussed elaborately fifth canto. Fifth canto is all about how 14 lokas are maintained by providing them certain facilities and rules and regulations that we have seen through the help of structure of the universe. Then Poshana means Lord's mercy to his devotees. How Lord's devotees are shown special mercy. That is Poshana. Then Manvantara refers to the conduct of the kings ruling the Manvantara period in protecting the Varnashrama Dharma. Manvantarani Saddharma. How in every Manvantara the Saddharma has been protected. Who will take the responsibility of protecting? That is what we are going to discuss in the 8th canto. Uti refers to the impressions created by the Jiva's actions
which lead them to future birth. The activities of this life lead to impressions in the next life, or they lead to perfection or destruction, whatever, degradation. Everything has been indicated in the 7th canto. This we have already discussed. So especially in the 8th canto, now we are going to discuss Manvantara. Manvantara refers to the religious conduct of the kings reigning during the Manvantara period. This performance of dharma by the Satvika Jiva included within the conditions of the Jiva in this world. Basically, the rulers have to establish a proper governance so that people in general, everyone will follow one of the 4 sadhanas, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and attain their perfection. The purpose of a ruler ruling a kingdom is to make sure that every citizen must be following one of these 4 sadhanas. Even at the individual country level, the entire local level, the entire the universe level, wherever there may be administration, the ultimate purpose is to make sure that or provide all the facilities suitable so that people can practice either Karma Yoga or Jnana Yoga or Ashtanga Yoga or Bhakti Yoga. One of these 4 sadhanas. That is the ultimate purpose of Manvantara. So who are the 6 people will protect or maintain or institute so that people will practice the one of these 4 sadhanas? Manvantaram Manurdeva Manuputra Sureshwaraha ऋषयो Manvantara ऋषयो Amshavatārascha Hareshatvidam Chate. In each reign of Manu, 6 types of personalities appear as manifestations of Lord Hari. Who are the 6 people? The ruling Manu. For every Manvantara, the first king at the Bhuloka, who is ruling the entire Bhumandala or entire Bhuloka, is called as Manu. And the entire Manvantara should be ruled by his descendants only. For example, during the first Manvantara, Swayambhu Manu was the Manu, first king. After him, Uttanapada ruled. After Uttanapada, Dhruva. Like that, his descendants are ruled. Then eventually, after Pacheta's begot Daksha, their son, Daksha did not want to become Kshatriya. There was no one to rule. Then Swayambhu Manu was still alive. He cannot leave the body unless until the Manvantara period is over. If no one is there in between to rule, either he has to beget a new son or he himself has to come and rule the kingdom. Even though he had taken Manasasta order long back, the Manu alone has to live for the entire Manvantara period. His descendants can go back home back to Godhead, but Manu cannot go back home back to Godhead unless until the Manvantara duration is over. Like during Swayambhu Manvantara, off the way, when Daksha did not want to rule the kingdom, there was no one to rule. Swayambhu Manu directly went to Gurukula of Narada Muni, where Priyavata is still studying. He requested Priyavata, come home and rule. Still he said no. Then Brahma had to come and correct him. Then he came home and he got married and he ruled the kingdom. After Priyavata, his descendants, Agnidra, Nabi, Rishabdev, Bharat Maharaj, and then they ruled for the entire Manvantara period. Like that, Manu is the first king, but he alone will live the entire duration of Manvantara, even though others may leave their bodies and they go back to Godhead, but he cannot go. It is his responsibility. He is the one who is given the responsibility of the entire Manvantara. He has to make sure the proper king should be ruling at every given point of time. He will be assisted by Manuputras. So each and every Manuputra also will make sure the same will just follow the legacy of their ancestors. They protect Varnashrama so people will be able to practice Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, or Bhakti Yoga. Lower level, at the Bhuloka level, Manu and Manuputras. At the heavenly level, Sureshwara. Sureshwara means Indra. And Indra will be assisted by all the Devatas. Different Devatas, they are all assisting. So with the help of all the Devatas, Indra will protect Bhuloka, Borloka, Sargaloka, and all the Lokas also. He will be ruling over the entire universe, making sure the Dharma is prevailing. And whenever there is some discrepancy in the Devatas or in the human beings, in the Indra or in the Manu and the king, the Rishis, Sapta Rishis, they are the local teachers. They are authorized people to reinstate or to remind Indra, Devatas, and also the Manu and Manuputras, whoever is there, the current ruling king, hey, you are going away from Dharma, please reinstate the principles of Dharma. They are the local gurus who are supposed to correct whenever there is some discrepancy. Like this, Manuputras at the Bhuloka, Sureshwara and Suras at the heavenly level, and Saptarushis for both of them, trying to correct whenever there is some difficulty. Even these high people are not able to protect the principles of Dharma, because whenever there is a powerful Asura coming in power, because Saptarushis can't do anything, Manu can't do anything, Manuputras can't do anything, Indra can't do anything, Devatas can't do anything. That time, Lord himself takes a incarnation as Manvantara Avatara. It sets the things right. It puts everything in the proper order. It will happen like the six elements are for the first Manvantara period. The Manu was Swayambhuva Manu, the Devatas were Tushitas, the 12 of Yajna and Dakshina. The Manuputras were Prevata, Uttanapada and their sons. Indra was Lord Yajna himself, son of Akuti and Prajapati Rishi. The Saptarushis were Marichi, Atri, Prasya, Pulaha, Kratu, Bhrugu and Vashishta. The Manvantara Avatara was Lord Yajna alone. Some consider Lord Kapila also, but anyway, Lord Kapila did not do much than teaching. Of course, teaching is also important. By teaching proper knowledge, so everyone will be in the proper order. So in that way. So basically, the Manvantara Avatara as well as Yajna during the first Manu period is Lord Yajna only. Because there was no one qualified to become Yajna during that period. Lord Yajna himself became the Indra. So he played the same role. And Indra also as well as the Avatara. Also. So like that, for every Manvantara, there are six people. Manu, Manuputras, Devatas, Indra, Sureshwara, Saptarushi, and Manvantara Avatara. So who are these people? What was the problem? How did the Lord correct the problem during the 14 Manvantaras? Briefly indicated. For few Manvantaras, the details are given. For other Manvantaras, in essence, it is mentioned. That will be the topic of 8th canto. Okay? All of you have understood what is the background of Canto 8?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hari bol.
So today we'll see the first chapter, a small chapter only. Basically, who are the six people? Whatever I showed here, that will be explained in the first few verses. Who are the six people for the first Manvantara? And then during the Swayambhuva Manvantara period, what was the problem? How Lord Yajna solved that problem? That is mentioned. And then the later part of the chapter is all about second Manvantara, third Manvantara, fourth Manvantara. How in these three Manvantara period, who are the six people? What was the problem? How did they solve? Then Parikshit Maharaj asked one question about Gajendra. And the result of that, second, third, fourth chapter talks about Gajendra. That is connected to fourth Manvantara. Then fifth chapter, there is a discussion about fifth Manvantara and sixth Manvantara. In relation to sixth Manvantara, again Parikshit Maharaj was question. Then that sixth Manvantara is elaborately explained from 5 to 12. Then the 13th chapter, he briefly summarizes all the remaining Manvantaras, telling. He hears. And what are the duties of these people? What Manu does, what Devatas does, what Manuputras does, what Indra does, what Suresh does, what Manvantara Avatara does. All this, their roles and responsibilities are mentioned in the 14th chapter. Then in the 15th chapter, he asks the question. During the 7th Manvantara, a problem was Lord solved. How did he solve? Please tell me in detail. So like that, each Manvantara details are explained. So like that. So now, the first three verses talks about Parikshit Maharaj inquires about Lord's incarnations in Manu. He has been hearing so many things now. He asks about, because till now you spoke about Manvantara. Like this, how does the Lord take care of the Manvantara period during other Manvantaras? Like that he asks. Hearing about Swayambhuva Manu starting in the 4th canto and the stories about Prahlada and other things, Parikshit now wanted to know about the other Manus. Thus he begins by asking. Till now we have been hearing so many things and details. Swayambhu Manvantara was explained from canto till the middle of the fifth canto. Then sixth canto there was a discussion about Chaksha Manvantara. The seventh canto also there is a discussion about Prahlad Narsimha. There is also part of Chaksha Manvantara. Now you want to hear about other Manvantaras also.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, from my end, I'm not able to hear your voice very clearly. Is it with everybody else also?
Yes,
Yes,
yes. Prabhuji, can't hear your voice
It's
clearly.
making.
Everyone has the same problem.
Yes, Prabhu, the
Yes,
voice
Prabhuji.
is very breaking.
Previous call also same problem. I'll remove my.
Let us see. Now, is it better than the previously?
Yes, yes,
The voice
Prabhuji.
better, but can you increase the
Voice is
volume
low.
now?
Yeah, voice is low.
It's very low.
Yes, it's low.
Yes, Prabhu.
Now you are able to hear me.
Your voice is
Hare
soft,
Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Very low, Prabhuji.
I don't know. I'm in Vrindavan here. That's why this problem is there. But still, even
Now how is my voice?
Much better, Prabhu,
Great.
much
Better.
better.
It's
now
better.
now you
It's
are able to
very
hear me.
good.
Better, better.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, sir. Small again.
Swayambhuvaseha
Prabhuji, we are unable to hear you now.
Swayambhuvaseha Guru.
Svayam Bhuyasyeha Guru. Amshoyam Vistarat Shrutaha. Prabhuji, can't hear you at all. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Now you are able to hear me.
Yes, yes. Now I can hear you.
Yatra Vishwasrujam Sargo
Yatra Vishwasrijam Sargo.
Manun Anyan Vadaswana.
Manun Anyan Vadasvanaham. King Parikshit said, O my Lord, my spiritual master, now I have fully heard from your grace about the dynasty of Swayambhu Manu. But there are also other Manus, and I want to hear about their dynasties. Kindly describe them to us.
Oh Guru, I have heard in detail about the dynasty of Swayambhu Manu, in which the Prajapatis carried out creation. Please describe the other Manus. Blissful on hearing about the dynasty. Yeah, please speak about other Manus also. So that is a question. So till now I have been hearing so much about Swayambhu Manu, a little bit about Chaksha Manu also. Please talk about other Manus also, how things are happening in all the Manu periods. Manvantare Hare Janma
Manvantare Hare Janma.
Karmani Cha Mahiyashaha
Karmani ja mahishesha.
Grananti Kavayo Brahmam
Grananti kavayo brahman.
Tani no Vadashrunvatam.
Tani no vad shunvata. Translation: O learned Brahmanas, Sukhdev Goswami, the great learned persons who are completely intelligent, describe the activities and appearance of the Supreme Personality of Godhead during the various manvantras. We are very eager to hear about these narrations. Kindly describe them.
So here in this session,
Prabhuji, again we are not able to hear.
now you should be able to hear me. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, now it comes and then again it
Yes.
goes down like that.
Yeah, poor internet connection. That is the problem.
Yeah.
Sorry
now it is
for that. Yeah. Oh Brahmana, the wise describe the activities and appearance of the great Lord during the various manvantras. Kindly describe them. So we have been hearing the Lord's avatara during the first manvantara. So kindly describe Lord's avataras during other manvantaras also. So like that, he is requesting Sukadeva Goswami to discuss in great detail. Yadesmin antare brahman
Yadasmin antare Brahman
Bhagavan Vishwabhavana
Bhagavan Vishwabhavana
Kritavan Kurute Karta
Kritivan Kurute Karta
He Atite Atite Nagate Dyava.
He Atite Nagate Dva. Translation: O learned Brahmana, kindly describe to us whatever activities the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who created this cosmic manifestation, has performed in the past Manvantaras, is performing at present, and will perform in the future Manvantaras.
Describe to us the activities of that Supreme Lord, who is known as the Manvantara Avatara, who is the creator of the universe, performed in the previous Manvantaras, performing in the current or seventh Manvantara, and going to perform in the future Manvantaras. Sub. Manvantara, you speak about all the 14 Manvantaras. Who is the Manvantara Avatara? What are the different activities that he performs? So I would like to hear like that he is requesting. So 14 Manvantaras, 14 Manvantara Avataras, you explain. Like that is asking. Now, who Swayambhu Manvantara will be described. Briefly, it is already mentioned till now, but again, a quick summary of Swayambhu Manvantara and then takes it forward. Sri Rushiruvacha
Sri Rushi Ruvacha
Manavosmin Vyatitas
Manavosmin Vyatitashat
Kalpe Swayambhuvadayah
Kalpe Swayam Bhuvadaya
Adyaste Katito Yatra
Adyaste Kathito Yatra
Devadinam cha Sambhavaha.
Devadinam cha Sambhava. Shukadeva Goswami said, in the present Kalpa, there have already been 6 Manus. I have described to you Swayambhu Manu and the appearance of many demigods. In this Kalpa of Brahma, Swayambhava is the first Manu.
Yeah, he's saying that in the present day of Brahma, 6 Manus starting with Swayambhu are already passed. I have described to you Swayambhu Manu, during whose period the Devatas and other living entities appeared. So he elaborately talked about the Brahma's creation in the 3rd canto, and later on how it is continued, ruled by the descendants of Swayambhu Manu, Uttanapada and Krivarta. All these things he elaborately explained. So I spoke elaborately about Swayambhu Manu, during which Brahma had creation, creating all the living entities that he already mentioned. Among the 6 Manus which already completed, Swayambhu has been described to you elaborately. Akutyam Deva Hutyam Cha
Akutyam Deva Utyam Cha
Duhitrostasya Vaimano
दुहित्रोत्तस्य मे मनो
Dharma jnanopadeshartam
धर्मज्ञानोपदेशार्थं
Bhagavan putratam gataha.
Bhagavan putratam gata. Swambhu Manu had two daughters named Akuti and Devhuti. From their wombs, the Supreme Personality of Godhead appeared as two sons named Yajnamurti and Kapil, respectively. These sons were entrusted with preaching about religion and knowledge.
See now, Swambhu Manu had total 5 children, 3 daughters and 2 sons. Priyavrata, Uttanapada, 2 sons. Akuti, Prasuti, Devahuti. Akuti, Devahuti, Prasuti, 3 daughters. Akuti was given in marriage to Ruchi. Devahuti was given in marriage to Kardama. So Swambhu Manu knew my first daughter Akuti is going to give birth to Supreme Lord. At the marriage only, they say, I will give my daughter in you, my dear. But whoever is the son, the first son of my daughter will be my son. This condition is called Putrika Putratvam. The son of the daughter, the son of my daughter will be my son. So at the time of marriage, such kind of condition will be there. The king does not have any sons. After him to rule the kingdom, when he is Echo, I am giving my daughter to you in marriage, but I don't have any son. So whichever is the first son of my daughter, he will be my son. So he will continue to rule my kingdom. He will not be your son. Afterwards, you may have hundreds of children. All they belong to you only. But the first son belongs to me. That is the condition. So sometimes put the condition just like that. Sometimes they know what kind of son is going to be born. So here, Swayambhu Manu knew that my daughter is going to give birth to Supreme Lord only. I want to have, because anyway Swayambhu Manu already had 2 sons. Still he wanted to have one more son because the Lord is going to be born to Akuti. Wanted to have him as his own son. That condition he put. So like that it happened. So such kind of conditions we can see many places in the Ramayana, Mahabharata and all. Especially in the Mahabharata, Arjuna's condition. Arjuna was going on all over 12 years vanavas because he entered into Draupadi's Antapura when Draupadi was with Yudhishthir Maharaj. That was because in necessity, all their weapons were in Draupadi's palace. So a Brahmana came saying that some thieves are stealing his cows. In order to protect that, Arjuna entered. Because he entered when they were in seclusion, he had to go for vanavas for 12 years. So during that vanavas, he has been visiting so many places. So he happened to visit that northeastern province, where the local king's daughter want to marry Arjuna. So Arjuna agreed, but the king does not have any sons. So king requested Arjuna, you can marry my daughter, but my daughter's son will be my son. So Arjuna was very happy. Okay, no problem. So they married and she gave birth to one son, that was Babru Vahana. I think this was Chitrangada. Arjuna married Chitrangada and she gave birth to Babru Vahana, and Babru Vahana remained there only in that Manipuri. So after this king, he became the next king. So like that, he continued his legacy and his descendants are still there, it seems. So in that place. So like that. So like that, there are many other cases also. This Putrika Putratam condition is there. Here, Manu also did that. So that is there. And Devahuti was married to Kardama. Because of Kardama's greatness and he performed tapasya, please the Supreme Lord. Lord himself agreed to become his son. So Devahuti gave birth to Lord Kapila. Akuti gave birth to Lord Yajna. So these two personalities appear during the Swayambhu Manvantara as the Manvantara avatars. And these two personalities, by their activities, by their teachings, they instituted Dharma and Jnana. So Dharma means in one understanding, Dharma means Karma Yoga and also Bhakti Yoga. Jnana means Jnana and Ashtanga Yoga. So in order to institute the principles of Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga and Bhakti Yoga, both Lord Yajna and Lord Kapila, either they protected and they instituted the principles of these 4 paths so that people can practice and follow and attain perfection. So these two are the Manvantara avatars for the Swayambhuva Manvantara. That is the understanding. Rutam Pura Bhagavataha
Kritam pura
कृतं पुरा
bhagavata
भगवतः
Kapilasyanuvarnitam
कपिलस्यानुवर्णितम्
आख्यास्ये Bhagavan Yajna
आख्यास्ये भगवान् यज्ञो
Yachakara Kurudvaha.
यच्चकार कुरुत्वः. O best of the Kurus, I have already described in the third canto the activities of Kapila, the son of Devhuti. Now I shall describe the activities of Yajnapati, the son of Akuti.
Yeah. So previously I already spoke about the activities of Lord Kapila, the son of Devhuti. Now I will briefly talk about the activities of Lord Yajna, the son of Akuti. So like that is introducing the topic. So in this chapter, there is a mention of some activities of Lord Yajna. So in that way. Virakta Kama Bhogeshu
Virakta. Yes, Mataji, you can continue.
virakta kan bhogeshu
Shatarupa Pati Prabhu
Chaturupa pati prabhu
Visrujya Rajyam Tapase
Visrujya rajam tapase
Sabharyo Vanamavishat.
Sabharyo vanamar vishvat. Translation: Swayambhu Manu, the husband of Shatarupa, was by nature not at all attached to enjoyment of the senses. Thus he gave up his kingdom of sense enjoyment and entered the forest with his wife to practice austerities.
Yeah. Husband of Shatarupa, that is Swayambhu Manu, detached from material enjoyment, gave up his kingdom and entered the forest with his wife to practice austerities. Basically, Swayambhu Manu had 2 sons and 3 daughters. The 2 sons were sent to Gurukula to study under the Guru of Narada, under Guru of Narada Muni. They were studying there. In the meantime, he also got married his 3 daughters to various personalities. He gave Akuti to Sejuchi, Devahuti to Kardama, Prasuti to Daksha. So his responsibilities are over. When in the Gurukul, Priyavrata would like to stay back in the Gurukul as a Naistika Brahmachari. He stayed back. But Uttanapada returned after education is over. When he returned, Swayambhu Manu made Uttanapada as next king. And he and his wife went to Vanaprastha so that they can perform tapasya. If you remember, in Jambu Deepa, there are 9
Prabhuji, voice is
in the
breaking.
middle there is Ilavrata Varsha, in the northern side there are 3 Varshas. Hiramaya, Ramyaka and Uttarapuru. Okay. There were 9. Among the 9 Varshas in the middle, there was Ilavrata Varsha. And towards the north of Ilavrata Varsha, there were 3 Varshas. Hiranmaya, Ramyaka and Uttarakuru. Uttarakuru was inhabited by or presided by Bhudevi. Ramyaka was presided by Aryama. Hiranmaya Varsha, at least during currently, as of now, as of today, it is currently inhabited by so many people, but their leader is Vaivashvata Manu. So for the current Manu, the current Manvantara period's Manu is still alive, is still living in this Ramyaka Varsha. So in one sense, we can say that Ramyaka Varsha is the place for the Manu. So while ruling the kingdom, he will be in Bharata Varsha. After rule is over, either he can go to Himalayas or he can go to Ramyaka Varsha, where he can spend his remaining time till the end of the Manvantara practicing tapasya and austerities in the one. Whenever there is some problem, he may come back to the kingdom. Otherwise, he will be in the one only. He will not go away from one. So like that, Swayambhu Manu either practicing austerities in the Himalayas or practicing austerities from Mekavarsha. One of these 2 places are suitable places for practicing tapasya. So he is doing there. He has gone there along with his wife because he ruled the kingdom for sufficient amount of time. Now his son, it is time for his son. His son he has gone to forest. Vanaprastha rule, Vanaprastha order. So in the forest, while he was engaged in austerities, one Rakshasa came to harm Swayambhu Manu. That's where one of the important activity of Lord Yajna is explained. Let us see.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Ah,
Prabhuji, do all Manus stay in Ramyakvarsha only?
no, that's why we are not sure. That's why I said not two options, either in the Himalayas or in Ramyakavarsha. One of these two places could be the most probable places for them to stay.
So that Himalaya is the greater Himalaya must be.
Ah, yes, greater Himalayas. Greater, not our Himalayas, but the greater one.
Yeah. And yeah, now it is coming only because we discussed about the two sons of Swayambhu Manu, that is Uttanpada and Priyavrata. And but he has also adopted the daughter's son, like Yajna. So did he give the kingdom to him also some part, or how? Because he wanted that, especially that son, because he's the Lord's
Right.
incarnate.
That point only you are coming. See, his two sons became the rulers of Bhuloka only. But his adopted son became the ruler of the entire universe. He became Indra also, na? It is a bigger role. A person with bigger capacity can do bigger duty. So he is doing the ruling over the entire universe. But anyway, by birth is already Manvantara Avatara. But after this problem, which we are going to discuss now, because there was no Indra, the Rakshasas have increased in number. So in order to keep them under control, Lord Yajna, who is already a Manvantara Avatara, he again takes the responsibility of Indra also. So he becomes the ruler of the entire universe.
So, Prabhuji, like earlier also we have heard that whenever there is no person capable for particular post, either Brahma or Indra or whatever, then Lord himself takes that position. So this can be
Yes.
taken as the example of that means Lord
Yeah.
Yajna
Yes,
in
yes.
the
This is one example. This is one example.
and Prabhuji, like whichever means whoever is sitting on the post of Indra, the Indra will have his rings on the Swarga Loka or entire all the lokas, like all the universe.
See, in one sense, he is the king of the entire universe. But we discussed this fifth canto time. Maharloka, Janloka, Tapaloka, Satyaloka is abode of Rishis. They are always performing yoga. So unke liye kya rules you can apply? Anyway, they are beyond the jurisdiction of the Kshatriyas. You can't apply. Even though he is the ruler of all the four places, the four lokas, you can't do anything. They are beyond. So you don't have much to do there. And the lower seven lokas, Atala, Vitala, even though you are ruler, they don't accept you as their ruler. They don't listen to you. So uske upar bhi zyada nahi kar sakte. But at least, see, at the personal level, you don't have nothing to do. But at the universal level, since they are universal managers, providing them sunlight, heat, wind, all things chalta rahega. So like that.
Okay, means in terms of duties, what is to be done, they do that for the all the lokas like that.
Yes, yes.
Okay. And one last thing, Prabhuji, like whenever these Manus go to the forest, still how they take care of the kingdom, Prabhuji, or rule, or they do it through the appointed person for that, like that.
No, no. See, I just mentioned, na, he made his son the next king and he went to forest.
That's what means through the son he will be looking after the kingdom, like that.
No, he will not look after. Performing austerities. When there is a big issue, he will be informed. Personalities like Narada Muni or somebody will inform him. That time he will come to know about it. He don't see it every day and every now and then. एक बार हो गया. Whenever there is a big problem that the son cannot solve himself or there is no one to solve the problem, then he will be informed and he will come to take the responsibility.
Okay, so out of 71 Chaturyugas, what the one Manu time period is, for some time he will actually rule, and for other time he will just, whenever there is need, he will intervene, like that.
Yes, perfect.
Okay,
So right now during the 7th Manvantara, our this one is there. Vaivashvata Manu is in Ramyakavarsha. So things are happening on their own. Abhi Raja hai nahi. In one sense, the Manuputras who are supposed to rule, there is no rule only in Bharatakanda. Because the two personalities, one from Surya Vamsha, one from Chandra Vamsha, who are supposed to be ruling over this Kali Yuga, they can rule, but we are not willing to accept their rule. So they gave up. Abhi jo marna hai maro. Abhi tab tak hum tapasya karenge. Now even the kings who are supposed to rule, they are performing tapasya in the Himalayas. It is only when Lord Kalki will come, all the impious so-called rulers, उन सबको मार के, he will start Satya Yuga. Then the descendants of Vaivashvata Manu will establish ruling again, monarchy, and they will rule Satya, Treta, Dwapara Yugas. It's like that. See,
So who are the sons of Vaivasvat Manu?
oh, sons are many. They are like Ikshvaku, Nruga, they were all sons of Vaivashvata Manu. So many generations have passed. Currently, the descendants, one from Surya Vamsha, one from Chandra Vamsha. The Surya, his name is Maru. Chandra Vamsha, his name is Dilipa. Dilipa is the elder brother of Shantanu Maharaj. Shantanu is the famous person of Mahabharata. So they will become kings in the coming Satya Yuga. During the center Kali Yuga, even though they want to rule, but no one is willing to accept their rule. So they are not ruling. Abhi chhod do, jaise chalne do. So like that.
Okay, thank you so much, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, in all Kali Yugas, this happens. Like people don't accept the rules of Manuputras. Like.
Oh, Kali Yuga means only. Kali Yuga means dharma. They accept dharma to be dharma, adharma to be dharma. So Kali Yuga means they don't give any regard to dharma. So why would they accept dharmic rule?
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. Prabhuji.
Sunandayam varshashatam
Sunandayam Varshashatam
padaikena bhuvam sprishan
Padaikena Bhuvam Sprishan
tapyamanastapo goram
Tapyamanastapogoram
idam anvaha bharata.
Idam Anvaha Bharata. O son of Bharata, after Swayambhu Manu had thus entered the forest with his wife, he stood on one leg on the bank of the river Sunanda, and in this way, with only one leg touching the earth, he performed great austerities for 100 years. While performing these austerities, he spoke as follows.
Yeah. O descendant of Bharata, Swayambhu Manu standing on one leg on the bank of the river Sunanda performed great tapasya for 100 years. During this, he chanted the following mantras. So he was performing tapasya like Dhruva Maharaj performing similar tapasya. He was chanting Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Like that, Swayambhu Manu was also chanting some mantras addressing the Supreme Lord. So his mantras are explained from 9 to 16. Sri Manuruvacha
Shrimanuruvacha
Ena Chetayate Vishwam
Yena Chetayate Vishwam
Vishwam Chetayate Nayam
Vishwam Chetayate Nayam
Yo Jagrati Shayanesmin
Yo Jagarti Shayanesmin
Nayam Tam Veda Vedasaha.
Trayam Tam Veda Vedasa. Lord Manu said, the supreme living being has created this material world of animation. It is not that he was created by this material world. When everything is silent, the supreme being stays awake as a witness. The living entity does not know him, but he knows everything.
Yeah. The Lord brings the universe to life. The universe does not bring the Lord to life. Ena Chetayate Vishwam. By him only the universe comes to life. Vishwam Chetayate Nayam. Vishwa, universe, does not bring the Lord to life. This is the first principle, he says. While the universe sleeps, the Lord is awake. The universe does not know him. After annihilation, when all the Brahmandas enter into Karnodakshaya Vishnu is still awake. In a sense, he is still existing. But universe has no existence now. Until the next creation, the universe does not exist. The universe does not know him, but the Lord knows all the universes. So, in the very first point, he is establishing the position of the Supreme Lord, Mahavishnu. Like that. Eda year means Yaha, he who brings the universe to life. The people in the universe do not know he who brings the universe to life, and whom the universe does not bring to life, who is awake while the universe is sleeping in deep sleep. Or in Pralaya, during Pralaya, all of us are in deep sleep. We all enter into the body of Karnadaksha Vishnu. So we don't know at that time ourselves only, then what to speak of knowing the Lord. But Lord knows us, even while during creation, even after annihilation. He knows everything about everyone. So that's why it is. And who sleeps in Yoga Nidra while the universe is not awake? This phrase should be added. That means even the Lord is awake in Yoga Nidra after annihilation, when the universe does not exist only. So when universe does not exist means it entered into deep sleep. When universe is awake, Lord knows the universe. When the universe is annihilated, Lord knows the universe. That means universe means all the people in the universe who entered into his body. So like that. But we, first of all, while awake, we don't know the Lord. Then what to speak of when we are in sleeping state? So that is our situation. The Lord knows the universe. The universe does not know. That means all of us does not know the Lord. That is the understanding. Now, Ishopanishad Shloka. Same Shloka that is there in Ishopanishad is also coming here. Atmavasyam idam vishwam
Atmavasyamidam Vishwam
yatkinchid jagatyam jagat
Yatkinchit Jagatyam Jagat
tena taktena bunjita
Tena Taktena Punjita
magruddha kasya svidhanam.
Magrudha Tasya Svidhanam. Within this universe, the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his super soul feature is present everywhere. Wherever there are animate or inanimate beings. Therefore, one should accept only that which is allocated to him. One should not desire to infringe upon the property of others.
Whatever exists in this universe is the dwelling place of the Lord. Enjoy wealth that is given by the Lord and do not hanker for what is not given by him. Whose wealth is it? Except the Lord's. So I think we don't have to discuss much. This is the Isha Upanishad verse. Isha vastyam idam vishwam yatkinchat jagatyam jagatyena taktena bunjita magradya kasya siddhanam. Since the universe has been created by the Lord, everything belongs to Supreme Lord. Since we are part and parcel of Supreme Lord, we have been given some portion. We should only accept that much. We should not look for other portions. That is understanding. So the first verse talks about the Lord is the source of the universe. Second verse talks about we are all his objects and this universe belongs to him. Since we are part of him, we are also given ownership of some part of the universe. So we should be satisfied with that. We should not be hankering for others' property. That is understanding. Showing the nature of God as the controller, Swayambhu Manu teaches his sons and daughters. That means all of us. He is teaching everyone. Whatever place, body, and senses exist in the three worlds, the universe, are meant for the Lord to dwell in. Since Lord has created for his pastimes. The universe, even our body, even our very soul is meant for Lord's pleasure. They all should be acting for the pleasure of the Supreme Lord. That is the meaning. Therefore, one should build temples of the Lord at various places and establish duties of the Lord. Then, taking his permission, with the mentality of being his servant, one should build one's own house. This should be of inferior quality. Hare Krishna. things so that we can construct temple for the Supreme Lord first. And then for our dwelling, a small home nearby the temple. So that is the proper understanding. One should not consider that house to be one's own home. Even after constructing the house nearby temple, one should not consider that house to be one's own. And by such reasoning, not build the Lord's temple. Just the way we build a temple and say that this is Lord's. Same way we should say that this is also Lord's. This is not mine. Like that. Even if one is wealthy, one should not enjoy only what is given by the Lord. Just as workers are given by their master. Enjoy what is given and do not desire what is not given. So, like that. This is Ishavasya principle. Spending profusely with the Lord and his devotees for feeding oneself and one's family, friends and other work people. But wife and children will not accept it.
Hare
Or other, you
Krishna,
are wealthy,
Prabhuji.
you have a lot of wealth. Hare Krishna.
No, I couldn't hear you, Prabhuji. I don't know the others, but
Now,
in between your voice.
now you are able to
Now
hear
I
me?
can, now you can. Yes, yes.
Okay, okay. So even if somebody is wealthy, somebody may say that आपके पास बहुत wealth है, क्या करेंगे? Enjoy करो. Now there also, the maximum wealth should be used for Lord's service, and the remaining one should take care of one's wife, children, friends, and relatives. So this is the principle which Swayambhu Manu is telling. But that the wife and children will accept this kind of conduct by the husband, by the father? That is the question. The answer is scolding. Such a person who is asking such a question, Manu says, whose wealth is this? If wife says, if some children says that, why are you wasting our wealth for Lord's service? The answer is, kiska wealth hai? Actually, this wealth belongs to Lord only. It should be used for Lord's service. So that is the answer. Whose wealth is this? Swith indicates a question. Though the wealth is in your house, is it except the Lord's custody? Actually, the wealth all belongs to Supreme Lord. We don't have any right to spend it lavishly. That is the understanding. Narada Muni says, Yavad briyeta jataram tavas sattvam hi dehinam adhikam yobi manyeta saste no dandamarhati. Narada Muni says in the 7th canto, 14th chapter, 8th verse, one may claim proprietorship over such much wealth, over as much wealth as required to maintain his body. He who desires proprietorship over more than that is considered a thief, and he deserves to be punished. Whatever wealth is required to maintain one's body is considered to be one's wealth. Anything beyond that should not be considered as one's wealth. If one considers more than that as one's wealth, such a person is supposed to be considered as a stena. This Narada Muni spoken recently in the 14th chapter. See, why such kind of understanding in the Bhagavatam and especially in the Bhagavatam is, for a person who want to go back home, back to Godhead, should not be working hard, should not be thinking about accumulating more and more wealth here in this material world. Anyway, so that is the understanding. So one may say that need for right now, for future also, yes, whatever is required, you can keep it. But then one may say, we don't know what kind of future is going to be there, what environment we have. So we don't have any idea. So we may have to keep a lot. So one may say like that. But if one starts saying like that, there is no end to it. But still, one should have faith on Lord's protection. So Lord will take care. So ultimately, one needs, according to Narada Muni, he says, one needs the support of wealth as long as one is in the Ganasthashram. After one takes in interest into Vanaprastha or Sannyasa, there is no need of this wealth. But this cannot be applicable today. In the modern age, we cannot say that, oh no, who will take Vanaprastha, who will take Sannyasa, all this. Even Vanaprastha Sannyasa also need some support. In emergency, who will support? Like that one may say. Still there also, जितना minimum हो सकता है उतना minimum रख के सब भगवान का सेवा में उपस्थित करने का. So this principle will teach us vairagya. This principle will help us from the very beginning. So that is the reason. In order to practice vairagya, in order to develop vairagya, one need to practice vairagya from the very beginning. So that's why such kind of descriptions comes in the Bhagavatam at many places. So Srimad Bhagavatam Vairagyakhyana Samyutam. So all the pastimes that mentioned in the Bhagavatam indirectly or directly are focusing on developing vairagya. So this is also one principle. Ishavasya Sarvam is also one of such principle which helps one develop vairagya. Not to increase one's baggage. So like that. Or another meaning is do not hanker for anyone else's wealth. At least be satisfied with your own wealth. Don't hanker for somebody else's wealth. This verse is similar to the Shruti mantra of Ishopanishad. So this was the Ishopanishad verse. In this visible world and whatever exists beyond the perception is under the control of Supreme Lord. Because of this, you should enjoy only what is allotted to you by the Lord through karma. Do not hanker for more than that. Whose property is this ultimately? Kasasvidhanam. Kiska wealth ultimately? Ultimately, this universe has been created by Supreme Lord. Everything belongs to Him only. Nothing belongs to us in and the ultimate reality. So that is understanding. Even though one may claim proprietorship over some property, but how long one will be able to claim the proprietorship? Before one's birth, that proprietorship is not valid. After one's death, that proprietorship is not valid. So from the infinite time point of view, we have to see this principle. So in that way. So this was the second verse, which Swayambhu Manu was chanting while performing austerities, standing on one leg in the Sumati Nadi, I suppose, on the bank of that Nadi. Either in the Himalayas or in Ramyakavarsha, one of these two places. So in that way.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
So, yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, here you mentioned that whatever Lord will allocate to each jiva according to the karmas of the jiva. So that means
Yes.
whatever the karma jiva has done, according to that only Lord can award. Right? Now means whether the devotee or non-devotee.
Yes.
Okay.
See, whatever is the, at least from the practical point of view, we can say this. Whatever is the ancestral property, whatever property one accumulates after getting employment, etc., one can understand that is as per one's endeavor, as per one's karma, which is earned in a honest way. If one is trying to accumulate more and more by dishonest means, that should be avoided. That's how we have to understand.
Okay, yeah, that is understood, Prabhuji. But like many times it is said that I have heard in many lectures that when one becomes devotee, whatever happens in devotee's life is not according to the karma, but it is according to the Lord's wish. So that means it is not that karmas are wiped out completely, but Lord means depending on the strength of devotion of that particular jiva, Lord may give the lesser punishment if for the negative deeds, whatever they have done. And Lord may award something more also for the positive things, seeing his progress, like how it happens with the.
But here, what do you mean? What do you mean by devotee? Now, what is the definition that you will give for a devotee here?
Devotee means who has taken shelter of the Lord Krishna and without going to any demigods or anything, all the time he is engaged in his service.
No. You just have to modify. Who has taken complete shelter?
Okay, so that means the only Shuddha Bhakta level platform.
Only. For them, Lord takes the full responsibility.
So not for the sadhakas.
Sadhakas, anyway, they are also working hard, na? We are all going to office, working and earning, and we depend on salary or not. Or we are completely dependent on the Lord like Srivas Thakur.
No, we depend on salary.
Srivas Thakur did not do any job.
Yeah.
But we are doing job. That means we are depending on karma. And that karma is reciprocating. We are working throughout the day, morning to evening, and we are getting monthly salary.
Okay, so for in sadhaka's life, whatever happens, that will Lord will not intervene in that. It will purely happen as per the karma. That's in the case of non-devotees, like that, na?
Yes. In the case of practicing devotees, see, both will enact. Karma has its own role to play, and Lord also has its own role. But when we are practicing bhakti related things, Lord will reciprocate. Karma related things, karma will reciprocate. When somebody is completely surrendered, 100%, then there is no karma to reciprocate. Only Lord will reciprocate. It is as simple as that.
Okay, understood. Yeah, thank you.
We are doing bhakti, we are doing karma also. Then though both are reciprocating. We are only doing bhakti, then only Lord is reciprocating. There is no, we are not doing karma, no reciprocation from karma. It is as simple as that. So like that. Then the question is, if everything belongs to Lord, if the Lord is the proprietor of every place, everything, the Lord is everywhere, then why are we not able to see him? अब बोल रहे हैं सब भगवान का, so भगवान कहाँ है उसको क्लेम करने का? So like that, one more question. यम पश्यति न पश्यन्तम
Yam pashyati na pashyantam.
चक्षुर्यस्य न रिष्यति
Chakshuryasya na rishyati.
तं भूत्वा निलयं देवं
Tam bhutanilayam devam.
सुपर्णम् उपधावता.
Suparnam upadhavatam. Although the Supreme Personality of Godhead constantly watches the activities of the world, no one sees him. However, one should not think that because no one sees him, he does not see, for his power to see is never diminished. Therefore, everyone should worship the Supersoul, who always stays within the individual soul as a friend.
Our question itself is wrong. If Lord is the proprietor of everything, if he is supposed to claim the proprietorship of everything, why is he not seen by us? He should be there everywhere. The problem is that Lord is already everywhere there. Do we have the qualification to see him? आपने हम तो पूछ रहे कहाँ है भगवान, देखने का क्षमता है क्या? So that is the question. Worship the uncontaminated Lord residing in all beings, who is the friend of the jiva, and who, though seeing all things, is not seen, and whose knowledge is never destroyed. One simple example is given. So you want to know the Lord with the proprietor of everything? First of all, see your body. Bhagavad Gita in chapter, Lord Krishna established that there is Kshetra, Kshetrajna. Kshetra is the place of activity, the body. Kshetrajna is the owner through which one performs various activities. So the individual jiva is the kshetrajna of the individual body. Same way, the super soul who is also the kshetrajna of the body. That means this body has two owners, one local owner, one universal owner, Atma and Paramatma. So for the body also the Paramatma is the Lord. Even though locally one may say that I am the Lord of this body, I am the owner of this body, but Paramatma is also the owner. Similarly, at our individual level, we may be given some possessions, the home, land, other things. We may be masters of that area. Similarly, Paramatma is also the master of the same area. Paramatma is there in the core of the heart, you are not able to see. And you are asking for where is the owner? He's there, but we don't have Kshamta to see him. Same way, the owner of this entire universe is there, but we don't have the capacity to see. So like that, we have to understand. One does not see the Lord who sees all. Paramatma is seeing all of us, but we are not able to see the Paramatma. When a part is destroyed, one's knowledge concerning the part is destroyed. When the universe is destroyed, does the Lord's knowledge of the universe gets destroyed? At our individual level, the object in front of us, we know the object. When the object is broken, there is no need to know the object. Similarly, when the universe is there, Lord knows the universe. When the universe is destroyed, does Lord know the universe? Yes, Lord knows. We may not know the part when it is broken, but Lord knows when the universe is destroyed, where the universe is. The universe is within himself only. In the next creation, again, the universe will manifest. So, like that. The Lord's knowledge about the universe, Lord's knowledge about the proprietorship of the universe is never destroyed. So, in our case, when the part is good, we say this part is mine. When the part is broken, we can't say this part is mine. बोल के भी क्या फायदा? Part anyway is broken. The Lord's jnana shakti emanating from his swarupa is never destroyed. Shruti says, Swabhaki jnana balakriyacha. The Lord has intrinsic power of knowledge, strength, and actions. Basically, our knowledge, our word that says, I am the one so and so, is time bound. It is not valid for always. But Lord, when Lord says, I am the creator, it is always valid. Even though universe is there, universe may not be there. When the universe is there, is anyway creator. Even when the universe is not there, he will be the creator because very soon the universe will be created. So like that. Similarly, the sunlight is not destroyed when the object reveals are destroyed. So during the sunlight, we see like prasadam is prepared. So we get to see. When you eat prasadam, it is no more seen. So that does not mean that now I'm not seeing prasadam, that sunlight is not there. Not like that. Sunlight is there, but prasadam is consumed. So we can't see. It's like that. The Lord dwells in all beings. He is free from the contamination. He is bright and the friend of all the jivas. So another way to establish Lord's eternal existence. This verse. So now the same Paramatma concept is mentioned. Is that Mundaka Upanishad talks about the two birds that are there standing on the branch, Jivatma and Paramatma, that are both are sitting in the heart. That concept is mentioned. So therefore, understanding that Paramatma eternally exists, understanding that Paramatma is the eternal owner of everything, serve him. That is the understanding about the Lord. Ultimately, we have to serve. Samanvita. One who understands that Lord is the owner of everything, Lord is the creator of everything, immediately one should engage in his service. A sane man will engage in Lord's service. So here Swayambhu Manu also saying the thing. They understand that Lord is the owner of everything. So the expected outcome of knowing this knowledge is one should become servant of the Supreme Lord. This is the expected outcome. That is what is indicated. So like that. Nayasya antau madhyam
न यस्यादियन्तो मध्यम्
swaparo nantaram bahi.
स्वपरो नन्त्रं बहिः
Vishwasyamuni yadyasmad
Vishwasmuni Yadyasmat
Vishwam cha tadrutam mahat.
Vishwam Cha Tad Atram Mahat. Translation: The Supreme Personality of Godhead has no beginning, no end, no middle, nor does he belong to a particular person or nation. He has no inside or outside. The dualities found within this material world, such as beginning and end, mine and theirs, are all absent from the personality of the Supreme Lord. The universe which emanates from him is another feature of the Lord. Therefore, the Supreme Lord is the ultimate truth, and he is complete in greatness.
He has no beginning, middle, or end. He does not consider that anything belongs to him or to anyone else. He has no inside and no outside. For him arise the creation, maintenance, and destruction of the universe. He is the form of the universe. He is the permanent truth with eternal form, the perfect Brahman. Here, one more point. Even though the Lord is the creator, the Lord is the owner, but he does not take pleasure in boasting that I am. He creates unlimited material universe and he goes into Yoga Nidra. In spite of creating unlimited material universes, he is not worried at all. रहने दो, जो अपने आप काम चलता रहेगा करते रहेगा, वो अपना क्या करते रहेगा. He is completely these things. That means, in spite of living in this universe, in spite of possessing some properties, all these things, we should be like the Lord. We should also be indifferent to what we possess. Such kind of temperament will enable one to go back home, back to Godhead. Just like Lord is indifferent, and he creates, maintains, and annihilates again and again. He is indifferent. Is indicated by Lord's Yoga Nidra. Because he has his own world where attached to, where he can be interested to perform various pastimes. That is the spiritual world. Same way, the same spiritual world is our eternal home. This material world is a foreign land. We don't have to be taking so much pleasure expressing our proprietorship, our ownership, our rulership over the temporary material world. This is anyway not our world. We should not be too much attached to this. The Lord, by his own example, indicating this to us. Be indifferent to this and make an endeavor to go back home, back to Godhead. There you will get the real pleasure. Not here. There you will be the real owner, not here. That is the understanding. So Lord, by his own example, is indicating that how one should be conducting oneself. This verse explains the pervasive feature of the Supreme Lord. From the Lord, creation, maintenance, and destruction arises. His form is the universe. Because he is permanent, he is the truth and the perfect Brahman. This describes the eternal nature of the Supreme Lord's form. So, in spite of being the owner of everything, still indifferent to everything. So, such kind of mentality should be cultivated by one and all. This is what Swayambhu Manu is indicating to us through this prayer. So, like that. So, we'll continue. The next verse describes how the Lord is everything. The current verse. So, and the next verse talks about how the Lord is everything and he has many names. So, Bhagavan kis prakar sab kuch hota hai. That is explained here. Sa Vishwakaya Puruhota Ishaha.
विश्वकाया पुरुहूतैस्नः
Satya Swayam Jyotiraja Purana.
सत्यस्वयं ज्योतिरजः पुराण
Tattesya Janmadi Ajayat Shaktya.
दत्ते स्य जन्मादि अजयात्मशक्त्या
tam yayodasya nirihaste
Kam vidyayasoda vidyadasya nirih aste. The entire cosmic manifestation is the body of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Absolute Truth, who has millions of names and unlimited potencies. He is self-effulgent, unborn, and changeless. He is the beginning of everything, but he has no beginning. Because he has created this cosmic manifestation by his external energy, the universe appears to be created, maintained, and annihilated by him. Nonetheless, he remains inactive in his spiritual energy and is untouched by the activities of the material energy.
Yeah, same mood is continued. The previous verse ka mood is carried forward. The Lord at the universe has his body. He is called by many names. He is the controller. He is the absolute truth. And he is self-revealing. He is without beginning. He carries out the creation and destruction of the universe by his Maya Shakti. And rejecting her by his internal energy remains indifferent to her. Same thing which we just discussed. So, in that way. We do not see Vidya or Avidya in the Lord. He is different from Vidya and Avidya. How can one know this Lord made up of Chit Shakti? So basically, the Supreme Lord is made up of Chit Shakti and he has nothing to do with Maya Shakti. The Maya Shakti consists of Pradhana, Vidya and Avidya. The Vidya, Avidya and Pradhana are belonging in the material world only. But Lord is nothing to do with all these things. He is completely belongs to spiritual world. The spiritual world is made up of Chit Shakti. So like that. That is being indicated here. This quotation shows that Vidya, usually referring to material Shakti, also means the Lord Shakti. By this auspicious energy, which is like a queen, the material energy is rejected. Basically, by Chit Shakti, in spite of being creator, being the controller, he is not at all interested in material Vidya and Avidya Shaktis. Because Lord only takes pleasure in Chit Shakti. In relation to material world, he remains in Yoga Nidra. So that is the understanding. So there is one verse from first canto 7th chapter. You are the original Lord, the controller, beyond material energy. You are situated in your spiritual form, being one with your spiritual energy and separate from the material energy. This is the verse spoken by Arjuna. When Ashwatthama released the Brahmastra, Arjuna was offering praise to Lord Krishna. At that time, he's telling that you are the ultimate source. Everything belongs to you, you know everything about everything. So in that context, he's saying this. Last two more verses which our Swayambhu Manu says. Atagre Rushaya Karman
Athagre rishaya karman
Ihante Karma Hetave
ihante karma hetave
Ihamano Hi Purusha
iyamano hi purusha
Prayo Niham Prapadyate.
prayo niham prapadyate. Translation. Therefore, to enable people to reach the stage of activities that are not tinged by fruitive results, great sense first engage people in fruitive activities. For unless one begins by performing activities as recommended in the Shastras, one cannot reach the stage of liberation or activities that produce no reactions.
Therefore, the sages first perform actions in order to be free of action. A person by regulated action generally attains inaction. That means as long as one is grasp, one should be performing all the actions, not the intention to enjoy the fruits, but with the intention to purify the heart, which is ambitious to perform more and more activities. Perform all the activities because the mind is curious to perform so many activities. करो 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 करो, one day mind will become tired. अभी बहुत हो गया, बहुत काम कर लिया, अभी बस. Then enter into renounced order. So the purpose is entering into renounced order, vanaprastha or sannyasa, which is the inaction state, is not out of frustration, completion of all, cessation of all desires to perform activities. It's like that. So one should perform all the activities just for the sake of performing, because one has a desire to perform, not to enjoy the fruits. Desires are over, then enter into renounced order. That is the understanding. Not able to understand how the Lord can simultaneously act and not act. The sages attempt to accomplish this at different times. Therefore, the sages first perform actions in order to attain non-action, naishkarmya. Another version has karma hetave instead of karma hetave for the destruction of action. So basically, to purify one's heart of all desires to perform all the variety of activities, one should be performing all activities. Okay? One day one should be bereft, one should be free from all desires. Then one should enter into inactive state, that is vanaprastha or sannyasa, where there is no need to perform any more material activities. That is the understanding. So first of all, understand that Lord is the creator, understand that Lord is the owner. In spite of that, Lord remains indifferent. Understanding that serve the Lord. In serving the Lord, perform various activities. By performing all the activities, come to the cessation of desire to perform activities, then enter into inaction state, vanaprastha or sannyasa. So like that, slowly gradual progression. Ihate Bhagavanisho.
Ihate Bhagwan Isho.
Nahi tatra visajjate.
Nahi tatra visajjate.
Atmalabena purnarto.
Atmalabhena purnartho.
Navasidanti yenutam.
Na vasidanti enutam. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, just 1 minute. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is full in opulence by his own gain, yet he acts as the creator, maintainer, and annihilator of this material world. In spite of acting in that way, he is never entangled. Hence, devotees who follow in his footsteps are also never entangled.
The Supreme Lord, the controller, complete in himself, acts but is not bound by action. Namang karmani limpanti name karma phale spruha. Lord Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita chapter 4, I think, I perform all the activities, but I am not bound by any activities, because name karma phale spruha. While performing, while executing the activities, I am not so much focused on karma phala. So those who are focusing on enjoying karma phala, they are bound by the reactions of one's karma. So in that way. Those who follow the Lord and perform bhakti do not become bound up by action. The same way, for the traditional varnashrama system, one should perform all the variety of activities during grahasthashram, then once desires are over, then enter into vanaprastha sannyasa. For devotees, perform as many desires are there, all the material activities. Once all the desires now only no more material activities. That is inaction for devotees. Inaction for devotees is only spiritual activities. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, etc. No material activities. For others, karma yogis and jnana yogis and all, no more household activities, enter into vanaprastha and sannyas order and perform only the prescribed activities of that particular ashrama. So like that. But a person involved in actions, being surrounded by such actions, becomes bound up like an insect in a cocoon. आप बोल रहे करो 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 करते रहेगा तो cocoon जैसा. But says no, understand how to do. Those who follow the Lord, those who receive instructions and bhakti, do not become bound up. Namang karman limpanti name karma phale spruha itimam yobi janati karmabir nasabadate. Those who understand this how I perform my activities. Following in my footsteps, such a person will never be bound in this material world. So that is a shloka. The same Bhagavad Gita shloka coming here. So in that way, it's like that. So this is the last shloka spoken by our Swayambhu Manu. If you are able to follow till now, any doubts or any questions?
No doubt, Prabhuji. Thank you.
No,
Okay.
Prabhuji.
Tamihamanam nirahankritam budam
Samihamanam niraham kritam budham
nirashisham purnamananya choditam
nirashisham purnamananya choditam
dranshikshyantam nijavartma samsthitam
drum shikshayantam nijavartma samsthitam
prabhum prapadye kila dharma bhavanam.
prabhum prapadye khila dharma bhavana. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, works just like an ordinary human being. Yet he does not desire to enjoy the fruits of work. He is full in knowledge, free from material desires and diversions, and completely independent. As the supreme teacher of human society, he teaches his own ways of activities, and thus he inaugurates the real path of religion. I request everyone to follow him.
Yeah. I surrender to that Supreme Lord who is Atma Rama, is intelligent without desire, complete, who is yoga, and who teaches Bhakti Yoga. He's telling that, Abhi, dekho, Bhagavan ko dekho. How Bhagavan is conducting himself, conduct ourselves also like that. This Shiksha we should get from Bhagavan. So this is the final instruction of Swayambhu Manu. You are giving us instructions, but what are you doing at this moment? Somebody might question Swayambhu Manu. Swayambhu Manu says, I surrender to the Lord, the Master. How is it described? What kind of master surrendering? That Supreme Lord desires himself. Just as the devotees desire the Lord desires himself. This means he is Atma Rama, enjoying within himself. He has no false ego, though he is the supreme controller. He is ordered by himself. He is situated in the method to attain him, which has been nearly lost because of time. He teaches mankind by his own behavior. Apne achariti Prabhu Sabashikaila. The Lord himself in the Yoga Nidra performing tapasya, meditating upon himself. He says that, Baba, meditate karo mera jaise. So we should also meditate upon the Supreme Lord. He propagates the best dharma known as Bhakti Yoga. Akila Dharma Vartmani. He is the propagator of the best dharma, the topmost dharma of the entire universe. So like that, he is offering these prayers and performing tapasya for 100 years. So tapasya to kar rahe, then kya hua? What happened there? Shri Shuka Uvacha.
Shri Shuka Uvacha
Iti Mantropanishadam
Iti Mantropanishadam
Vyaharantam Samahitam
Vyarahantam Samahitam
Drishtva Sura Yatudana
Drishta Suraya Tudhana
Jagdum Abhayadravam Shuda
Jagdum Abhayadravanshudha
Tam
Sudhe
Tatavastitam Viksha. Next verse, Mataji.
Stam Statam Vastitam Viksha
Yajna Sarvagato Arihi
Yagya Sarvagato Hari
Yamai Parivruto Devair
Yame Parivruto Deve
Asvasha Astvashat Trivishtapam.
Atva Shasat Trivishtapam.
Trivishtapam.
Trivishtapam. Translation. Sukdev Goswami continued, Swambhu Manu was thus in a trance, chanting the mantras of Vedic instruction known as the Upanishads. Upon seeing him, the Rakshasas and Asuras, being very hungry, wanted to devour him. Therefore, they ran after him with great speed. The Supreme Lord Vishnu, who sits in everyone's heart, appearing as Yajnapati, observed that the Rakshasas and demons were going to devour Swambhu Manu. Thus the Lord, accompanied by his sons named the Yamas and by all the other demigods, killed the demons and Rakshasas. He then took the post of Indra and began to rule the heavenly kingdom.
Yeah. Here the word Yatudani comes. 10th canto, Putana is called as Yatudani. Yatudani ya Apika Swargam. So Yatudani is those category of Rakshasas who drink the blood and flesh of human beings. So while Swambhu Manu was standing on one leg, chanting these mantras and in Samadhi state, thinking that Swambhu Manu is alone, so ate him up, drink his blood and eat his flesh. So as the demons were about to approach Swambhu Manu, the Supreme Lord, who is Paramatma, who is everywhere, understanding that Swambhu Manu is in great danger, he suddenly arrived there and killed the demon. Now we understood that the entire world is filled with so many demons. There are so many Rakshasas, they are going everywhere. I think there is the innocent. So that means because Rakshasas are controlled by human kings. So Lord Yajna became Indra and he put the Rakshasas under control. And he ruled over the Sarga with the help of his sons. He had 12 Tushitas and they are also called Yamas, and they became the Devatas during that time. The principal Devatas, like 12 Adityas now, they take care of the important responsibilities. Like one became Sun, one became Indra, one became Varuna. The important positions are taken care by the 12 Adityas currently. At that time, the important positions are taken care by the 12 sons of Lord Yajna, who are known as 12 Tushitas. He became Manvantara Avatara and is also the Indra. His sons became the Devatas. Anyway, Saptarushis were already there, and who are the sons of Brahma. And then Manu, Swayambhu Manu, his father was there, and other his brothers, we can say now. We cannot say brothers, but at least his adopted sons, so his brothers, Utpada, Privata, Manuputras, like that. The Swayambhu Manu period is carried out. So this is about the first Manvantara. During the first Manvantara, there was a problem of the Rakshasas. To keep them under control, Lord Yajna, who was Manvantara Avatara, he came and killed them, and he himself took the responsibility of Indra and put under control all the Rakshasas, so that sane people are protected. This is how Lord protected during Swayambhu Manvantara period. Like that, next, second, third, fourth Manvantaras are briefly described. 3 verses talks about the 6 people of each Manvantara. So we briefly see through them, though time is already 8:30. So we'll just 5-10 minutes extra. We'll just complete this. Swarochicho dvitiyastu.
Swarochisho dvitiyastu.
Manur agne suto bhavat.
Manur agre suto bhavat.
Jumat sushe roshishmat.
Gyumat sutesh roshishno.
Pramukastasya chatmaja.
Pramukhastasya chatmaja.
I will read the Mataji translations. I will only read from now on.
Okay.
The son of Agni named Swarochisha became the second Manu. So during the second Manvantara, the Manu was Swarochisha. His sons were headed by Jumat, Sushena, and Rochmat. So he had 3 sons. They became Manuputras eventually. So their children will be ruling over. Thus each Manvantara has 6 elements. It is said Manvantara Manur Deva, Manuputra Sureshwara, Rushayo Manvantarascha, Hare Shadvidam Uchate. We have seen in the beginning of our discussion. In the first Manvantara, Swayambhuva Vadamano, his sons were Prevata Nutanpada, the Devatas were Yamas and others, and the 7 sages were Marichi and others. Yajnavada Avatara and he became Indra. These have been described in the 4th canto. 12 verses now describe these 6 elements for the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th Manvantaras. So for 2nd Manvantara, so the Manu is Swarochisha, Manu Putras are Dyumas, Sushena, and Roshimat. Tatrendro Rochana Swasid. Yeah, please.
Swasid.
Devascha Tushitadaya.
Devascha Tushitadaya.
Urja Sambhadaya.
Urjastambhadaya Sapta.
Rushayo Brahmavadinaha.
Rushayo Brahmavadina.
Rushestu Vedashirastushita.
Rushestu Vedashirastushta. Tushita.
Sorry. Rushestu Vedashirishas.
Rushestu Vedashirishas.
Tushita Nama Patnyabhut.
Tushita Nama Patnyabhut.
Tasyam Jajne Tato Devo.
Tasyam Jadne Tato Devo.
Vibhur iti abhivishrutaha.
Vibhur iti abhivishruta.
Ashtasiti sahasrani.
Ashtasiti sahasrani.
Murtyo ye drutavrataha.
Munayo ye drutavrataha.
Anvikshikan vratam tasya.
Anvishikshan vratam tasya.
Kaumara brahmacharinaha.
Kaumara brahmacharina.
During the reign of Swarochisha, the post of Indra was assumed by Rochana, the son of Yajna. Yajna's son, whose name is Rochana, he became the Indra for the 2nd Manvantara. Tushita and others became the principal Devatas. Urja, Stamba and other Brahmavadis became the Saptarishis. The sage Vedashira's wife was Tushita. From her womb was born the Avatara named Vu. This is Manvantara Avatara. So Vedashira and his wife Tushita gave birth to Lord Vibhu. Lord Vibhu remained a brahmachari, like Lord Kapila, and never married throughout his life. From him, 88,000 saintly persons fixed in their vows took lessons on proper conduct. Just like from Lord Kapila, Mother Devahuti took lessons. Same way from Lord Vibhu, 88,000 brahmacharis took lessons. As a result of that, the entire Swarochisha Manvantara period followed the same lessons. So like he became the Acharya for the Manvantara period. So like Lord Kapila became the Acharya during the Manvantara period. So this is about 2nd Manvantara, which is known as Swarochisha Manvantara. So we have Manu, Manuputra, and Indra, Devatas, and Rishis, and Manvantara Avatara. They are briefly mentioned. And what was the important activity of Manvantara Avatara? Teach sadhanas, like Lord Kapila taught. So in that way. Now, 3rd Tritiyo Uttamo Nama.
Tritiya Uttamo Nama.
Priyavrata Suto Manuhu.
Priyavrata Suto Manuhu.
Avana Srunjayo Yajna.
Pavanaha Srinjayo Yajna.
Otradhyasta Sutan Nrupa.
Putradyastat Sutandripa.
Vasishta Tanaya Sapta.
Vasishtatanaya Sapta.
Rushaya Pramadadaya.
Rishaya Pramadadayaha.
Satya Veda Shruta Bhadra.
Satya Veda Shruta Bhadra.
Deva Indrastu Satyajit.
Deva Indrastu Satyajit.
O king, the third Manu Uttama was the son of King Priyavrata. Among the sons of this Manu were Pavana, Srinjaya and Yajnahotra. The Manu is Uttama, Manuputras are Pavana, Srinjaya and Yajnahotra. During the reign of the third Manu, Pramada and other sons of Vashishta became the 7 sages. The Saptarishis were the sons of Vashishta. The Satyas, Vedashiras and Badras became the Devatas. And Satyajit became Indra. So Manu, Manuputras, Saptarishis, Devatas and Indra were mentioned. The next 2 verses talks about Manvantara Avatara. Dharmasya sunrutayam tu
Dharmasya sunutayam tu
Bhagavan Purushottamah
Bhagavan Purushottama
Satyasena iti kyato
Sattasena iti kyato
Jnata Satyavratai saha
Jata Satyavratai saha
Sonrutau vratau dushilan
Sonuta Vrata Dushilan
Asato yaksharasan
Asato Yaksharakshasan
Bhutadruho Bhutaganam
Bhutadroho Bhutganam
Chavadi Satyajitshakaha.
Chavadhi Satyajit Sakha.
So during this Uttama Manvantara, I think it is Uttama only, third one is Uttama Manvantara. During that Uttama Manvantara, the Supreme Lord appeared from the womb of Sunruta, who was the wife of Dharma. Dharma and Sunruta begot a son. His name is not mentioned. The Lord was known as Satyasena and appeared with Devatas known as Satyavratas. Lord Satyasena appeared along with younger brothers known as Satyavratas. Satyasena, along with his friend Satyajit, who was Indra, killed all the untruthful, impious, and misbehaving Yakshas, Rakshasas, and ghostly living entities who gave pain to the other living entities. So the Manvantara Avatara, along with Indra, both together killed all the inauspicious elements like Asuras, Yakshas, Rakshasas, so that the entire country can fare well. So this is the activity of the Manvantara Avatara during the third Manvantara. His name is Satyasena. It's like that. Now the fourth Manvantara. Chaturtha Uttama Brata
Chaturtha Uttama Brata
Manur Namna Cha Tamasa
Manur Namna cha Tamasa
Prutuhu Kyatirna Raketur
Rutur Khyati Narketur
Iti Adya Dashata Sutaha
Iti Adya Dashata Sutta
Satyaka Harayo Vira
Satyaka Harayo Vira
Deva Trishika Ishvaraha
Deva Strishika Ishvara
Jyotirdamadaya Sapta
Jyotirdamadaya Satta
Rushayastamase
Rishayastamase
So the brother of Uttama, the third Manu, known as Tamasa, became the fourth Manu. Uttama, Tamasa, Raivata, these were the 3 sons of Priyavrata Maharaj through his second wife. They became third, fourth, and fifth Manus. So the Uttama became the third Manu, Tamasa became the fourth Manu. Tamasa had 10 sons headed by Prutu, Kyati, Nara, and Ketu, etc. They are Manuputras. During the region of Tamasa, the Devatas were Satyakas, Haris, and Viras. And the heavenly king Indra was Trishika. The sages were headed by Jyotirdama. Manu, Manuputras, Devatas, Indra, and Saptarushis are mentioned. The next 2 verses talks about Manvantara Avatara. Deva Vaidrutayo Nama
Deva Vaidrutayo Nama
Vidrute Stanaya Nripa
Vidrute Stanaya Nrupa
Kalena Hairveda
नष्टा काले वेदा
Vidruta Svena Tejasa
विधृता स्वेन तेजसा
Tatrapi Jajne Bhagavan
तत्रापि जज्ञे भगवान्
Harinyam Harimedasaha
हरिण्यां हरिमेधसा
Haririti Ahruto Yena
हरिरिति आरुतो येन
Gajendro Mochito Graha.
गजेन्द्रो मोचितो ग्रहात्
So, O king, during this Tamasa Manvantara, the sons of Vidruti, who were known as Vidrutis, also became Devatas. Since the course of time of the since in course of time the Vedas were lost, these Devatas protected the Vedas by their own powers. In this Manvantara, there were two sets of Devatas, those mentioned in the previous verse and those mentioned in the current verse. So initially there were one set of Devatas. So in between something happened, the Vedas are lost. Second set of Devatas came into existence. After that, the Vedas are re-protected. Something like that. Something happened during the course of Manvantara period. In this Manvantara, the Supreme Lord took birth from the womb of Arini, the wife of Arimeda, and was known as Lord Hari. Lord Hari saved Gajendra from the mouth of a crocodile. What was the activity of the Lord during this Manvantara? Lord Manvantara is Hari. He protected Gajendra from the attack of crocodile. When Parikshit Maharaj heard this, so he asked, so can you please tell me how Lord Hari protected Gajendra? So that was the question. The answers will be given in the future chapters. The question is Sri Rajo Vacha
Shri Rajo
Srirajo Uvacha.
Badarayana Etatte
Adarayana etatte
Shrotum Ichamahe Vayam
Shrutumicchamahi vayam
Haririyata Gajapatim
Hariryatha gajapatim
Grahagrastam Amumchata
grahagrastam amunchata kim
Tatratasu Mahatpunyam
tatkathasu mahatpunyam
Dhanyam Swastyayanam Shubham
धन्यं स्वस्त्ययनं शुभम्
Yatra Yatrottama Shloko
यत्र यत्रोत्तमश्लोको
Bhagavan Giyate Arihi.
भगवान् गीयते हरि.
So Paramara is saying that, oh Sukadeva, I wish to hear from you how the king of the elephants, when attacked by a crocodile, was delivered by Lord Hari. Please come about this story, this pastime in detail. Why you are so much concerned about this pastime only? Why not the previous two pastimes? The reason is, among all the stories in which the Supreme Lord is glorified, this story bestows great purity, glory, auspicious, and fortune. Because the prayers of Gajendra are very special. That's why I want to hear this pastime. Anyone who recites and hears and memorizes and chants these prayers offered by Gajendra, their life will be protected completely. Just like Lord protected Gajendra, Lord protects them from all the difficulties in this material. That's why this pastime is special. Because of desiring to hear this topic, among all topics, this topic gives great purity and auspiciousness. Like that. Since this pastime provides great purity and auspiciousness, please describe in detail. Because here Gajendra offered so many wonderful prayers. Those prayers help everyone to come out of mental entanglement. That is the understanding. So now, Parikshit Maharaj hearing what was facial expression. Hearing this question, what was the Parikshit? They are distressed. "Hey, itna prashna puchte hai," like that. So that is explained by Suta Goswami. Sri Suta
Cannot hear your voice, Prabhuji.
Last verse.
Yes, Prabhuji, we can't hear
So-
you.
Sri Suta Uvacha
Sri Sutta Uvacha
Parikshitaivam Satubhadarayani
Parikshitaivam Satubadarayane
Prayopavishtena Katasu Choditaha
Prayopavishte Kathasu Choditaha
Uvacha Pratinandya Parthivam
Uvacha Vipra Pratinandya Parthivam
Muda Muninam Sadasisma Shrunvatam
Muda Muninam Sadasi Sma Shrinvatam.
Sutta Goswami is saying, oh Brahmanas, when Parikshit Maharaja, who was awaiting impending death, does request Sukadeva Goswami to speak more and more about Gajendra's pastime, Sukadeva Goswami, encouraged by the king's words, offered respects to the king and spoke with great pleasure in the assembly of sages who desired to hear him. Prayopavistena, Parikshit Maharaj took the vow to die, took the vow to fast until death. He does not want to take any water, any food. He was looking at the he became so happy that he offered obeisances to Parikshit Maharaj. I was in speaking briefly, but you stopped me, saying that no, I want to hear in more detail. So that gave Sukadeva Goswami great. Sukadeva Goswami continued to speak to all the assembly who are eager to hear, like Parikshit Maharaj. So now what Sukadeva speaks about Gajendra, how Gajendra was protected by Lord Hari, how crocodile attacked Gajendra, and what kind of prayers are you. We'll stop here and we'll meet next week and we'll continue with the Gajendra's pastime. Hare Krishna. Sorry for the delay in the starting also, in ending also. Some issue, internet issue was there. So late okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna
Thank you.
Guruji,
Prabhuji.
thank you.
In
Thank
that,
you very much.
Prabhuji, there's some
Pranam.
doubt about today's thing. Can I ask?
Jaldi.
Prabhuji, like in 20th verse of this thing, it is mentioned that during the reigns of Swarochisa, the post of Indra was assumed by Rojana, the son of Yajna. So this Yajna is the same one who Swayambhu Manu, he had adopted that son on that his son became the Indra next. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, are you able to hear me? Hare Bol.
Hear you. You are able to hear me or not?
Now, in between, I couldn't. You heard my question, Prabhu?
Yes, I heard your question. The
Yeah,
point
because
is in the beginning verses, Lord Yajna had children who are known as Yamas. Then maybe in the later part, after the end of that Manvantara, Lord might have begot one more child. That child became Indra for the next Manvantara. So there is a possibility because they are living for entire Manvantara period. Even the later part also they can beget some children. Even in between also they might have begot children. They might be doing tapasya. In between they took up the responsibility in the next Manvantara. That is also possible.
Prabhuji, that is understood, but what happened now in 23rd verse also it is mentioned. The third Manu Uttama was the son of King Priyavrata. So what we had studied earlier that in one Manvantara time period, who rules is the Manuputras and the Devatas and all those that said. So when the another Manvantara starts, like reigns of Swarochisha Manu. So in that period, Manu's time period, also the previous Manu's Manuputras and their grandsons, they will rule still. That is my difficulty.
Yeah, some people can stay that long also, na? They are exception. They can live long and they can take up the response. For example, currently Bali Maharaj is there. He is in Sutraloka
Yeah.
performing, I mean, he is worshipping. So he will become Indra in the next Manvantara. So till the next Manvantara begins, he is still there. He will be doing his own daily worship, and when next Manvantara starts, he will take up the responsibility.
Okay, so means the descendants of particular Manu can hold the another post in the reigns of another Manu. Is it like that?
For example, somebody...
I can't hear you, Prabhu.
Sorry. In this Manvantara, Purandara is Indra.
Yeah.
So he might have performed that 100 yajnas in the previous Manvantara only. If somebody want to become Indra for a future Manvantara, in this Manvantara time only, he should have performed sadhana in the next Manvantara so that he will become Indra. Like Bali Maharaj already performed 100 yajnas, so he will become the Indra in the next Manvantara. So like that.
Okay, Prabhu. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji.
They can live long. Yeah.
Yeah, Prabhuji, there is one more thing of the previous canto. I will message you, Prabhu. What's happening?
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. So thank you to all the devotees for joining today evening. So we just started 8th canto and we'll continue with 8th canto. Hare Krishna.